So, friend of the channel, Les, has donated this chain guard. As you can see, we've scratched a bit of a line where we think I'm going to try and chop it. You can see it's not looking in the best of health at the moment, a bit rusty, but sure we can recover this and put it to good service. And on the other side, we've also marked round what we're going to have to chop off. A lot of this is for access to get to the chain and also to clear parts of the frame and everything else that's in the way. So it's not the perfect fit for the bike, but we're going to make it work. So let's go on to the next stage. Okay, so seriously chop that about. Now I need to make some mounts. So at the moment I'm thinking I'll use this mudguard bolt to make a bracket that comes up and round the top and weld it. And then at the front I'm going to use the same mounting point as the chain guard or the primary chain guard and bring something from there up, I think, at the moment, unless I can see something else. Could use this mudguard support and drop a bracket down maybe. Both are quite a long way away, so I'm trying to make sure we don't end up with a mudguard that flops about a bit too much. So I'll give that a bit more thought, but at least I'll take that off. You see now everything else is chopped off, and then we'll get to seeing how I can get on with removing all the rust. Okay, so I've now bent up that bracket. It looks like that. I'm going to cut it off at the top of the hockey stick, if you want to call it that, and I can weld it on to the chain guard around the top and probably a little bit down here. I'm going to drill a couple of speed holes in it, because why wouldn't you, and get that mounted, and then I can work out how I'm going to do the same with the front. So yeah, quite pleased with that. Let me know in the comments what you if you want to see me making all this stuff. I mean, I'm doing it all the way I'm doing it. Sometimes I'm not sure whether anyone's enjoying me sitting there with a hacksaw and a grinder and all the rest of it. But if you do want to see the making of this stuff, then I'm more than happy to show it. Let me know. Right, so bracket welded on. A few tacks all the way around the outside. Got a nice radius following the chain line. Possibly a little bit more of a tickle up with the angle grinder. Now I've got to make something for the front. Okay. What are you saying? What are you saying? Hey? What are you saying? Right, so put a bit of satin paint on it so it doesn't go rusty. I haven't ground all the rust off. Made that little bracket there, which is going to fit underneath the exhaust, so nice and strong. And there's the other one with some speed holes in it. And I'll just sitting here in the sun, letting it dry off. Well, I think it's pretty dry now. The other thing I've done is I finally got around to buying a bum seat. I've been looking at the bike for ages, trying to make my mind up whether it was something it needed. It always looks a little bit uncluttered at the back. Needed something, I thought. Anyway, so I put a bum seat on. It's just two bolts that come up underneath. I didn't like the ones where they had the the straps that sort of were external, so you could see them. Everything that's fixing is hidden underneath that. So that'll be another little bit when it gets to it. So I'll put some of this back together again, and then I'll show you the final result of this stage of the mods. So here it is, sporting all the latest modifications. So we've got to the point where we've fitted the chain guard, fitted the primary guard, and put the bum seat on. So if I take you in, you can see I made a front plate to support the front, and then we've got that middle bolt which is going through to what would have been the original foot peg hole, and at the back made another plate which bolts into the back of the brake pivot, and on the chain guard just behind where the mud guard stay is, I made that bracket which goes down and picks up on the same bolt. And at the front, if you can see, well, you will do if I get the camera in the right place, I made another bracket which comes off the chain guard and then goes onto the bottom of the securing plate which holds the exhaust. And then on the bum seat, it's got two central bolts that go through the underneath of the mud guard, and I wanted that because I don't really like the ones that sit either side of that. So that's the mod so far. If you're following along, this is all part of getting it ready to do some hill climbs this year. So next up, we've got wiring the sump, wiring the gearbox, sump plugs. We got to fit a stop switch which kills the magneto, and with number boards at the back. So yeah, just a shame the weather is absolutely terrible at the moment, but we'll get there.